Guys, visit number 9 of 13 on our pathway to happiness. So here's number 9. You must have a pleasing personality. All right, so here's the deal. If people don't like you, then they're not going to want to be around you, nor are they going to want to assist you in achieving whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. People with unpleasing personality, I don't even know if that's the right word, but people with personalities that just rub you the wrong way or just rub the general public the wrong way, these people will not be successful in life. They may be able to acquire a bunch of material things, they may be able to build businesses and but they will never be happy. And then the thing about it is that oftentimes these people who have these horrible personalities, they feel like they're protecting themselves with that personality, and that they're acquiring things and they're getting there and they're being successful, but they're protecting, and the way they got there was to be this way. It's kind of like this gentleman came into my store yesterday, and he was talking about how, you know, the girls up in New York, and nothing against you guys, but the girls in New York, they so rough and so manly and so and he just loves the personality of a Southern girl. And he wasn't saying that he can run over a Southern girl. They just rug, you know, they just a rug, which is a lot of Northern people will say about Southern people, but it's just that they have a pleasing personality. They're easier to get along with. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. You got to be easier to get along with. You can still be stern and have your standards, but you got to be easy to get along with so that people will come alongside you. You could be the greatest artist in the world, but if people don't like you as a person, then your fame of art may never occur until after you're dead, because then they don't have to deal with your personality. That's horrible. That's not the way you want to live your life, because your life is not lived because you're dead. Now, here are some of the things that push people away. So if you want to have a pleasing personality, avoid these things. Number 1, misery loves company. No, it don't. Here's the problem. True, people who are miserable and they complain all the time about, oh, my back hurt, my legs hurt, my knee hurt, my head hurt, and I got this issue and that issue, and the world is coming to an end and everything's so horrible and all of this, you will easily find other people who will join in with your misery, and y'all will have a big misery fest. And at the end of the day, y'all walk away feeling like you got something accomplished. Whoo, I got that off my chest. No, you didn't. You took on all their misery. They took on all of your misery, and now you're just even more miserable. All right, the vibrations of your body are horrible at this point, and you're more stressed and all of that. And the next day you repeat this same cycle, and then some people even do it to the point where in their subconscious mind, this is how they receive love, is through this misery, because they're getting attention. I'm complaining and you're listening and you're giving me attention, and I'm feeling love through that way. I will never admit it, but that's what I'm feeling. And then the moment you get frustrated with listening to all of that and you try to pull away from it, then, oh, I gotta up the ante now. Let me get into the hospital. Let me get into the mental ward. Let me get some serious issues going on. Then they're gonna come back. They might come back, but guess what? They resent you. Yes, they do. They resent you, and they will consistently resent you. And sadly to say, when your death happens, they will feel relieved, because now they don't have to hear that and have that as a part of them. They won't admit that, but it will happen. It will happen. And then here's the thing about it. You can continue to do that, and you will die early, and you will have a very unfulfilled life. And that's a horrible thing to have, an unfulfilled life. All right. Now, another trait, if you are a manipulator, it's one thing to have standards that these are my standards. People will treat me this way. I will not be treated worse than this. These are my standards. This is the type of lifestyle I want to live. That is fine. All right. But if you're forcing other people to do your bidding, and it's against them, against their will, you are being manipulative. If you're tricking them, creating environments and situations that makes them do things that actually harms them so that you can get your way, that's manipulative. Now, it is a very thin line, and sometimes you may cross it, you may fall over and not even know it, but you have to become aware of it. All right, awareness is key when it comes to manipulation and standards. You have to be aware that, is this my standard, or am I trying to manipulate somebody and I'm cloaking it in my standard? All right, so be very aware of that, because when you do that, you build a reputation of being a manipulator, and you don't want that, because now people who you may have an opportunity to get to know hear that, and they won't come near you, they won't touch you. All right, so we don't want to have that type of personality. We want to stay away from that sort of thing. Now, the next one is somebody who's always blaming and envious. All right, they blame everybody and everything for whatever befalls them, and they're envious of everybody else who have something that they believe that they have, and they want to believe that they want to have. And so how do you recognize these people? Some of them are very easy. Some of them, it's the government and the man and the police and the white man and the black man in affirmative action and the Mexicans, and they blame everybody for their condition instead of looking in the mirror. Because I'm going to say it, you may not like it, but you are living the life that you live right now because that's the life you chose for yourself. Unless you're in a situation when you're being seriously oppressed, and if you live in a westernized country, industrial country right now, you are not being seriously oppressed. I've been to some of these third world countries, and I've seen some real oppression. I've seen where you don't have an opportunity to go to school, and you get zero education other than street education. I've seen people where, because you're a parent, you were born into this caste system, you have no option and no opportunity, literally no opportunity to get above that. That's true oppression. You live in America, you're not really oppressed compared to the world. Okay, you have so many greater opportunities than anybody else in the world. And if that's the case, if you live here, or Canada, or Australia, or England, or most countries in Europe, some countries in Africa, a lot of Asian countries, Japan, Singapore, if you're in those countries, I don't want to hear it. Your life is exactly how you choose it to be. So if you want to be something different, then you need to go back to that thing we call applied faith and go make some differences. All right, now here's some of the people that's harder. It's harder to see these people playing game. Most of them you will find are religious people. And I'm not trying to be, one-sided on one way or another towards religious people. If that's what you do, that's fine. But here's the thing about it. It's the people that come in and like, I've had so many people who bake, who come into my store and say, "Ooh, I want to, bake cakes. Do you accept?" And I'm like, "No, we don't. We do our own stuff." And I tell them, "Go open your own bakery." "Oh, I'm just waiting on the Lord to tell me when to do it." If He gave you the talent, already showed you can make some money off of it, people buying stuff from it, maybe I already told you. Maybe just waiting on you to have some applied faith and go do it. All right. "Oh, as soon as the Lord opened this door for me." As soon as you think of something, the door is already open. It's just for you to go do it. "Oh, the Lord closed the door on that situation." No, maybe you just waited too long and procrastinated so long that the opportunity left. And actually, if you look at that piece of scripture, it says it's not really a window, it's a portal, and portals open and close. So it's not like you got all day to get done what it is. And then that's when the old thing, "Oh, if it's for me, then it's for me." No. It is for whoever go out there and get it. Okay? That's who it's for. It's for who goes and get it. Because that's where the light's going to shine. For the people who have applied faith to go do what's necessary to get it done. All right? So stop blaming God. All right? Now, if you're atheist, stop blaming religious people. Religious people aren't keeping you from doing anything. This isn't the Inquisition or anything like that. You can go do whatever you want to, but you exert so much energy, so much, to try to make religious people seem wrong, but go do your own thing. Nobody's stopping you. Why are you so angry about it? Maybe you're angry about it because you feel like something's missing in your life. I don't know, but stop. Move on. Go on about your business. All right? I know people who are atheists, and we have a great friendly relationship. I'm not pushing my religious views on them, my God views on them. But, if that's who you're going to choose to be, man, I can't force you to be anything you don't want to be. Now, if you ask me questions, of course, we're going to talk about it. We're having a debate or a conversation, we're going to talk about it. But I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to push you. I do take the lead of people like Yeshua, who, when he went to the legion, the man that had the legion in him, and got him and threw him into the pigs, and pigs ran off the cliff. The people said, "Dude, can you leave?" And Yeshua said, "Sure. Deuces. See you later." Went on by his business. I'm not forcing you to do anything. Neither is anybody else. Now, if somebody is trying to force you to do something that you don't want to do, that's manipulation. All right. But if they're just telling you, if you're just having a conversation, if somebody approaches you and they're trying to tell you about Jesus or Muhammad or Buddha or Confucianism or the Taoists, whatever, you have the ability to leave. Nobody's forcing you to stay there and listen. All right. So stop blaming other people. It's you. Okay. It's you. Your happiness is you. So those are some of the key elements to having a pleasing personality. Avoid those things. Go the opposite. You know, it's kind of like if you want to do something great in your life, or you want to be financially independent or have a great love life, look at what the majority of people are doing, because most of them are unhappy, and go do the opposite. Okay? So same thing here. You see the people who are worrying all the time, the people who are miserable all the time and complaining all the time, the people who are angry all the time, the people who are manipulating other people, the people who are blaming everything under the sun. And you see all those traits of people, and you see how people just don't want to be around them. Stop. Don't do that. Go do this. All right, so that's visit number 9 in the bag. Have a great personality, and one of the best ways to do that is every day wake up and be grateful for everything that you have in your life, and be grateful for everything that you will have in your life. No ifs, no hopes, no maybes. You will have it. Be grateful now, and you will have a better personality. All right, so be good.